your sales rolling.
PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with pure soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
Tina Helmuth is writing an ongoing series of fact-fiction books that boldly takes on today's most heinous crimes. Suffer the Little Children, The Wrath of the Father, and Unbreakable. Deeply researched and mixed with the supernatural, good versus evil makes these thrillers hard to put down. Available at lulu.com in paperback or ebook.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, what am I doing? Okay, welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. Oh, boy. Anyway, I was telling you about... I'm trying to explain to my politics, right, and why I'm a socialist. A lot of people think socialism means you get everything for free, but it's not. It means that if you're a worker, you get to keep all of the fruit of your labor. You get to keep all the money you worked for, okay? And we could have a situation where you can keep all your money. You wouldn't pay any taxes at all. 100% of the people listening to the show would pay no tax at all, and we would increase revenue by 40% a year. I've explained it many times. The problem is that we have these people who don't work. People like the Walton family, the 6 members of the Walton family that never worked a day in their life, but they own these pieces of paper. They hold these pieces of paper in their hand called stocks that says that they get to keep your money that you work for, the profit. They're going to keep it. Now, U-Haul. We needed to rent this U-Haul truck to drive to Florida, right? And I had put the tow hitch. I installed that myself, and I assumed, that this car, for the light kit, when you step on the brakes, you need those lights that'll, light up for the brakes behind the tow hitch, behind the trailer. I assumed there would just be a little plug someplace installed by the factory. It's a fancy car. It's a Lexus. But there isn't. You got to install the light kit. So I go down there. First, we're trying to rent this trailer, and they tell us, oh, yeah, don't worry, man. You can fit a one-bedroom apartment in this trailer easily. And we get down there, we see it. This thing, nothing's going to fit this thing. Not even a mattress or a couch. It was so freaking tiny. Well, the next size up, you got to go to this other location. And we get over there, the next size up is not going to be big enough either. But we were going to do it and throw away half my furniture. Because at least in that one, we could get a mattress in it, have something to sleep on when I get down to Florida. But when we pay them, we pay them all this stuff. By the way, we were on the phone with these guys. Oh, this was an all-day operation. It took all day to rent a U-Haul. Something like, even 5 years ago, you could do it in a half hour. You just show up there in a half hour. Now, it's just gotten so crazy. Everything, because no one gives a damn anymore. U-Haul is a giant monopoly. Where else are you going to go? There's like three different moving companies, right? They're all in cahoots with each other. And they don't, see, we're on the phone with them, right? The place doesn't pick up the phone. Even when you drive over, there's 5 people sitting around. But they don't pick up the phone, so it goes to the call center, and you try and work it out with them, and they don't even know what's going on. They're telling you, oh, no, it looks like you already picked it up. So we didn't. And then they're telling you, well, we have no way of calling the location for you. Okay? So all of this system is not designed for the efficiency and the convenience of the consumer. It's designed to save money so that the stockholders who own a percentage of that company can squeeze out more money, okay, out of this system here. By trying to squeeze out a more dime out of your pocket, out of my pocket, so that someone sitting at home holding a stock in their hand makes more money. Now, a lot of people will listen to this show and say, what? I have money in the stock market, ho, ho, ho. And I like seeing my stock market, my money go up, ho, ho, ho. Well, here's what you need to understand. 80% of all stocks in the world are owned by the top 1%. Okay, 80%. 40% of households in the country own any stock at all, and that's mostly through their 401k. So the 40% of the country that is involved in the stock market is a minute percent of the overall stock market, which is owned by the elites. The same guys you're all concerned about, right? Like Epstein and Trump and him, and right? The Rothschilds, all those guys that everybody's all upset about. The enemy, remember the elites, right? All those guys, they're the ones that are benefiting from the stock market. They're the ones holding those pieces of paper that say they don't have to work, but you have to work. That's what capitalism is, okay? That they don't have to work. Their capital, their money, is going to work for them. They're just going to buy a piece of paper. They don't have to work. And then you got to go out and get up in the morning, go to work and stuff like that, and then your money goes to them. And then all day long, anything you need to rent a truck or you lose a contact lens, all that money goes right back to them. Everything that you spend money on goes right back to that same bunch of folks, the masters of this world, okay, that are so bored that they're out there molesting kids. Some people say they're making AdrenaChome too. Yeah, go ahead. Say that. Okay, now, people will say, hey, Ed, socialism doesn't work. Look at Venezuela, right? Well, did you know that it came out this week that Rudy Giuliani, acting as a free agent, using his juice with the President of the United States, contacted Maduro, the president of Socialist Venezuela, and was trying to negotiate a deal with him to step down. Okay? On behalf of business interests. Okay? Now, they tell you on the news, well, the reason why we don't like Venezuela is because, the people there are poor, they're being taken advantage by their government, they were illegally, the elections weren't up to snuff, that we didn't like them. But when it comes down to it, and when it's exposed, what it turns out is that Trump got his buddy, Rudy, to negotiate down there with Maduro to step down on behalf of business interests, to go in there and take over the oil industry in Venezuela. Because they want to privatize that oil industry. Oh, by the way, too, man. Oh, my God. There was this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. I should stop the show right now and go look it up and find it for you. I found there was a report that just came out about the three main countries, China, Russia, and the United States, that all have privately owned oil industries. The oil industries, it was like $500 billion is subsidized by the government. Okay? Now, 85% of the world, okay, the oil industry is owned by the government. The people own the oil. They own that natural resource it's under our feet. They own it equally. That money goes back to the people. But there's a couple of countries. One of them is Russia. The oligarchs run it. Gangsters run it, right? And the KGB guy runs it. It's owned by his buddy. He's going to be private. I'm going to give it to my friend over here, and he's going to get all that money. The United States too. These guys, they privately owned oil industry. It's not owned. $200 billion a year in profit could be going in your pocket and my pocket. We just let it squander through our fingers. But socialism doesn't work. If it doesn't work, why do we have Rudy Giuliani, this gangster, that by now no one sees as a gangster, down there trying to negotiate with the deal on behalf of business interests to remove the president of Venezuela? Why do we have the CIA down there destroying their power grid, manipulating the food markets, to destroy this country, to battle with this country, to destroy their little... Right? It doesn't work. Just let it fail. Right? If it didn't work, why all this effort to put it out of business if it doesn't work? Right? Of course it makes no sense. And here we have Giuliani exposed what he's doing here. And it gets, barely covered at all. In the news, anything whatsoever. And one of the reasons is, one of the ways they do this is through distraction. Right? And a couple of things came out this week. This whole big treasure trove of emails came out through the Freedom of Information Act. Through this magazine. It's a college magazine called... Where is it? Oh, Just Security. Okay? And they went and they used the Freedom of Information Act to get all these emails between the Pentagon and the... where do I have all this stuff? One second. Okay, here it is. It's actually right there in my notes. Okay, it's actually right there, right in front of me. Okay, this magazine, Just Security, files the Freedom of Information Act request, and they get all of these emails. And the documents reveal, back and forth, growing concern from the Pentagon officials that this hold on the Ukrainian funds, right, would violate the Impoundment Control Act, which requires that the executive branch to spend money as appropriated by Congress, right? And the necessary steps to avoid this result weren't being taken. So now what they tell you is, remember that guy Jim Jordan, that really creepy guy? He doesn't wear a suit jacket to Congress. Okay, he's a wrestling coach from Ohio State University, and he was in that locker room down there in Ohio State University where there was this big, giant, creepy sex scandal going on, where they were allowing the staff and their staff's friends and stuff like that to come down there and shower with the boys in this locker room. That Jim Jordan was assistant wrestling coach. And there's a big lawsuit with 30 defendants and about 10 John Doe, 30 complainants, victims, and 10 John Doe defendants, but they haven't been named yet. All right? They're saying, hey, what the hell? We have all these witnesses saying that they were the showers were open, the locker room was open to staff and their friends and stuff like that. And every day around 3 o'clock, when the athletes were down there taking showers, all these men would show up, and they're masturbating in the showers, and they're having oral sex with each other in the showers, and in the hallways and the staircase and all stuff like that. And guys, well, I reported this every day to complain. I had to kick these guys out, I had to chase them out every day. Jim Jordan never saw a thing. And it turns out we find out, and we reported here exclusively, that the doctor that's being fingered in all this, who was saying that they, with all the mainstream press says, well, what the story was, there was a doctor there, and the students would come in with a sore thumb, and he'd make them pull down their pants and touch them. And that's what the scandal is. Well, that doctor worked out of a building called the Wexner Building. Les Wexner, best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, happened to be down there. He was a trustee down there, still is a trustee down there. Okay? And Epstein himself donated $4 million to that. I talk about it this weekend with Stephen Hoffenberg. So, all this time, that guy, Jim Jordan, the guy up to his neck in that scandal there, during his impeachment hearings, he kept saying real fast, stuff like, well, the president doesn't like donating money. He doesn't like foreign aid, does he? The president doesn't like that, does he? And so when this new guy from Ukraine came in, he said, well, hey, let's keep an eye on this guy. Let's check him out. Let's hold this money here. We'll hold it for a couple months. We'll check this guy out. We're going to observe him and see if there's any corruption going on down here. That's what his motive was. Well, that's what Jim Jordan said to you over and over. And they must have said it 45, 50 times. It was nauseating. And then they had that turtle head. Who's that guy? Moscow Mitch.